Imagine a moment so electrifying that every fiber of your being tingles with anticipation, a moment when one man's quiet resolve transforms a contentious gathering into a sanctuary of raw, unfiltered truth. Have you ever witnessed a confrontation where the power of honest vulnerability shatters the carefully constructed masks of pretense? Tonight, we invite you to reflect on this possibility, to consider if authenticity is indeed our greatest strength, or if, in our modern world, spectacle always claims the spotlight. Welcome to Inspiration Unlimited, the channel that dares to illuminate hope in every story, a place where every challenge is an invitation to rise above, to inspire, and to connect. On this unforgettable evening, set against the backdrop of Silver Haven, a city celebrated for its futuristic skyline, thriving arts, and resilient spirit, a transformative event was unfolding at the Celestial Atrium. This architectural marvel of glass and polished steel, nestled in the heart of downtown Silver Haven, exuded modernity while paying homage to the timeless beauty of human creativity. Tonight, as the atrium's sleek, curved walls reflected the gentle neon glow of the city lights, the air was alive with a mingling of scents, the invigorating tang of cool night air, the subtle aroma of freshly brewed espresso from a nearby cafe, and a hint of blossoming night jasmine drifting through open skylights. Every detail of the celestial atrium had been carefully curated to engage the senses and transport its visitors into a realm where art and life intertwined. The polished marble floors, the carefully orchestrated ambient music, and the delicate interplay of light and shadow all contributed to an atmosphere that promised an experience both intimate and electrifying. As the audience settled into their seats, an almost tangible buzz of anticipation filled the space, whispers of excitement and expectation resonating like a soft symphony. Into this charged environment stepped Keanu Reeves, a man whose very presence commanded quiet reverence. With the measured grace of an ocean tide, he entered the atrium, every step deliberate and imbued with a calm certainty that belied the chaos of modern life. Dressed in an impeccably tailored suit that spoke of understated elegance rather than ostentation, Keanu's demeanor exuded the quiet confidence of a seasoned storyteller who had witnessed both the radiant peaks and shadowed valleys of human experience. Tonight, he was not merely the acclaimed actor whose performances had captivated millions on the silver screen. He was a living testament to the transformative power of authenticity, a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever struggled to remain true to themselves amidst a cacophony of superficial distractions. On the opposite side of the stage, seated behind a contemporary desk crafted from rich, dark oak, sat the notorious talk show host, Victor Lane. Known as much for his incisive questions and razor-sharp wit as for his reputation for inciting controversy, Victor had built his career on pushing his guests to reveal layers of themselves they often wished to keep hidden. His eyes danced with a blend of mischief and calculated intent, reflecting a personality honed on the art of confrontation. For years, Victor Lane had orchestrated moments on television that blurred the line between electric drama and profound human revelation. Yet tonight, as Keanu advanced toward the stage, a subtle shift in the atmosphere hinted that this conversation would transcend the predictable theatrics of televised conflict. It would become a journey into the very core of what it means to be human. The audience in the celestial atrium was a vibrant mosaic, ardent fans whose hearts beat faster at every spoken word, curious skeptics eager to determine whether the legendary actor could indeed reveal the person behind the myth, and casual onlookers drawn by the magnetic allure of witnessing history in the making. Their collective murmurs formed a gentle undercurrent of expectation, wrapping around the room like a cherished secret shared among longtime friends. As the stage lights softened into a gentle glow, Keanu was bathed in a warm, almost ethereal light, creating a stark yet beautiful contrast with the crisp, modern lines of the set. Every element from the rhythmic pulse of the ambient soundtrack to the subtle clink of ice in a water glass worked in concert to slow time, inviting every listener to savor each word, each pause, each carefully measured nuance. Victor Lane leaned forward, his practiced smile betraying a mix of anticipation and a hint of uncertainty. His voice, smooth yet edged with a deliberate challenge, broke the silence. "Keanu," he began, his tone measured but laced with provocation, you are celebrated not only for your unforgettable roles on screen but also for the enigmatic aura that surrounds you. Many say that behind those iconic performances lies a man whose calm seems almost too detached from the everyday chaos we all experience. Tell me, are you merely an actor performing a role, or does the serene composure you display reveal a deeper truth about who you truly are? For a long, suspended moment, the celestial atrium held its collective breath. Keanu's eyes, deep and reflective, met Victor's unwavering gaze. When he finally spoke, his voice emerged soft yet resonant, imbued with the gravity of a life steeped in both triumphs and trials. "I'm not here to perform a role, Victor," he replied, his tone deliberate and sincere. "My life isn't a scripted movie, it is a mosaic of choices, hardships, and moments of quiet grace. Every step I take is part of a journey that has taught me that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness but a wellspring of immense strength." His words, spoken with measured conviction, seemed to echo from the very depths of his soul, inviting everyone present to share in the raw truth of his experience. Thus began a dialogue that unfolded like a beautifully composed symphony, where each question and every measured answer became a carefully chosen note in an intricate melody of human emotion and thought. Victor, determined to push the boundaries of conventional discourse, launched into his next inquiry. "In today's world, where fame is fleeting, measured by moments of spectacle, and where art is often reduced to a commodity, how do you balance the demands of a public persona with the need for genuine, human connection?" His words, sharp and probing, sliced through the ambient hum of the atrium, challenging Keanu to articulate the delicate equilibrium he maintained between the lure of celebrity and the authenticity of his inner self. Keanu's response was thoughtful and reflective. His tone softened further as he spoke of a truth both deeply personal and universally resonant. "In our modern era, art and life itself cannot be judged solely by moments of spectacle," he murmured. "It is in the quiet moments, the unguarded glances, the shared silences, and the profound connections that defy simple explanation, that we truly define who we are. We are not here merely to be dazzled by illusions, but to seek out the authenticity hidden beneath the surface of our everyday existence." His words, imbued with a quiet power, resonated deeply in the ensuing silence, drawing the audience into a collective introspection. In that suspended moment, every listener was invited to reflect on the true meaning of strength and authenticity, to recognize that the beauty of imperfection and the power of genuine connection are the foundations upon which our human experience is built. As the dialogue deepened, the charged atmosphere of confrontation gradually softened into one of serene intimacy, a shared vulnerability that transcended the typical barriers between celebrity and the ordinary. Victor Lane's earlier bravado began to yield to a more contemplative tone as he absorbed the transformative impact of Keanu's words. Yet, still, he pressed on. "But isn't there a price for such emotional honesty?" He persisted, his voice carrying a trace of uncertainty. "In a world that so often values polished images and instant gratification, how do you manage to maintain your integrity without succumbing to the pressures of fame?" Keanu's eyes softened as he considered the question, reflecting both compassion and unwavering inner strength. "Every day, I grapple with the paradox inherent in our existence," he explained slowly, each word deliberate and imbued with a quiet power. "Fame can be like a dazzling, blinding light. It has the potential to distort reality and obscure the truth. But I have learned that true fulfillment comes not from conforming to society's expectations, but from embracing the full spectrum of our human experience, imperfections included. It is in those quiet moments of introspection, when we dare to be vulnerable, that we summon the courage to reveal our authentic selves, even in a world that incessantly demands perfection." His steady, sincere voice seemed to transform the very energy of the room, replacing tension with a deep sense of shared understanding and hope. In that transformative space, the conversation evolved beyond a simple interview. It became a dialogue of souls, a mutual exchange of thoughts and feelings that wove together the experiences of all present. Every question and answer was infused with vivid sensory details, the soft echo of Keanu's voice harmonizing with the rhythmic pulse of the atrium's ambient soundtrack, the gentle aroma of night-blooming jasmine mingling with the polished scent of oak and marble, and the interplay of light and shadow across the stage, serving as a metaphor for the inner conflict between pretense and truth. The visual poetry of the scene mirrored the internal struggle each of us faces, the constant tension between our public facades and our most genuine selves. As the conversation advanced, there came a moment of profound vulnerability when Victor Lane, for the first time that evening, asked a question that struck at the very core of the human experience. "Keanu, do you ever regret the choices you have made along your journey? Do you ever wish you could silence the doubts and fears that sometimes whisper in the darkness?" His voice trembled slightly, revealing the deep weight of his own internal conflicts. For a long, breathless moment, the entire celestial atrium was hushed, every eye fixed on Keanu, every heart anticipating a response that might either shatter the fragile calm or reaffirm the strength of his convictions. Drawing in a slow, deliberate breath, Keanu's gaze swept over the expectant faces before him, the soft flicker of emotion on Victor's face, the silent intensity in the eyes of the audience, and then he spoke with unwavering clarity. "I have no regrets," he began, his voice steady and imbued with the light of truth. "Every choice, every hardship, every trial I have encountered has been a stepping stone leading me to this very moment. There is simply no room for regret when every experience, no matter how painful, carries with it a lesson, a hidden gift that teaches us something invaluable about who we are and what we can become. In our darkest moments, we uncover the true measure of our courage. In our moments of triumph, we discover the power to inspire others." His declaration, simple yet profound, washed over the room like a cleansing tide, leaving behind a palpable sense of collective resolve and hope. The impact of Keanu's words was immediate and overwhelming. The celestial atrium, once a stage set for provocative confrontation, had been transformed into a sanctuary of truth, a place where authenticity reigns supreme over manufactured drama. The audience, their hearts stirred by the raw and vulnerable honesty on display, erupted into thunderous applause. In that moment, every person present felt an unspoken kinship, united by the realization that the most genuine power is not born of grand gestures or explosive rhetoric, but rather emerges from the quiet strength of remaining true to oneself. As the conversation began to wind down, the atmosphere in the atrium shifted once again from the intensity of emotional revelation to a serene, hopeful resolution. The ambient music swelled gently, and the stage lights dimmed, casting a soft, warm glow over both Keanu and Victor as they exchanged a look of mutual respect. Rising gracefully from his seat, Keanu offered Victor a genuine smile, a silent acknowledgement of the transformative power of honest dialogue. With measured steps, he moved off the stage and toward a waiting vehicle parked beneath a vast, starlit sky. The cool night air, alive with the distant hum of the city and the rustling of leaves stirred by a gentle breeze, whispered that every ending was merely the threshold of a new beginning, a quiet reminder that life's cycles are marked by both conclusions and fresh starts. Backstage, away from the intrusive glare of cameras and the ever-watchful eyes of an expectant audience, Keanu's close-knit team gathered in a small, intimate circle. Their faces, softly illuminated by the backstage lighting, shone with a mixture of gratitude, reverence, and quiet awe. Veterans who had witnessed countless interviews and newer members who had been inspired by Keanu's authenticity shared a silent understanding. They had just been part of something extraordinary. Together, they marveled at the delicate, artful balance Keanu had maintained between the sharp edges of confrontation and the gentle, compassionate undercurrent of his humanity. In that hushed moment behind the scenes, each member of the team realized that the raw honesty they had just witnessed was a beacon of hope, a reminder that true strength is forged not in defiance or domination, but in the courage to be vulnerable, to expose one's imperfections, and to form genuine connections with others on the most human level. As the echoes of the live dialogue gradually subsided into a calm, almost meditative silence, a profound realization began to take root among everyone present. It was as if the shared experience had woven an invisible thread through the group, binding them together in a collective understanding that every act of authentic connection, every moment when we choose vulnerability over pretense, adds a vibrant brushstroke to the grand canvas of our lives. In this subtle interplay of moments, true strength emerges quietly from the courage to embrace both our triumphs and our struggles, honoring the full spectrum of our human experience. In the days and weeks that followed that transformative evening at the celestial atrium, the ripple effects of Keanu's message blossomed into a quiet yet powerful revolution throughout Silver Haven and far beyond. Local schools, community centers, and cultural organizations organized roundtable discussions and workshops dedicated to exploring themes of vulnerability, empathy, and the courage to be authentic. Educators wove the lessons of that night into their curricula, inviting students to reflect on their own journeys and to understand that every setback, every hardship, was not an end but a stepping stone toward growth and self-discovery. Neighborhood art collectives mounted special exhibits inspired by the emotional tapestry of the evening. Through vivid paintings, intricate sculptures, and interactive installations, they captured the interplay of light and shadow on the stage, the gentle determination in Keanu's eyes, and the collective heartbeat of an audience united by hope. Social media platforms buzzed with user-generated content, heartfelt testimonials, reflective essays, and creative reinterpretations of that powerful conversation. Hashtags such as #AuthenticityMatters and #CourageToBeReal trended for days, drawing people from across the globe into a passionate dialogue about the true meaning of strength in an age defined by fleeting spectacle. Moreover, community leaders and mental health advocates joined forces to host public forums and online webinars that provided safe spaces for individuals to share their personal struggles and triumphs. These initiatives, rooted in the spirit of honest dialogue witnessed at the celestial atrium, helped break down stigmas and encouraged people to embrace their vulnerabilities as sources of strength. Young people, in particular, were inspired to challenge societal norms that equated perfection with success, and to instead celebrate the beauty of imperfection as the wellspring of genuine creativity and connection. Ultimately, the legacy of that transformative night was far more than a single televised conversation. It became a catalyst for widespread change. Keanu's steadfast commitment to living authentically reminded everyone that real fulfillment lies not in manufactured images or transient moments of fame, but in the courage to reveal our true selves, flaws and all. In communities near and far, this message ignited a collective movement toward deeper, more meaningful human connections, underscoring the belief that our shared humanity is our greatest asset. As we reflect on this remarkable story tonight, let it serve as a call to action for each and every one of us. In a world that often prioritizes surface-level success over genuine substance, may we choose instead to cherish every moment of vulnerability and every honest conversation. Whether it's offering a helping hand to a stranger, sharing a smile with someone in need, or simply speaking our truth despite the fear of judgment, every act of authenticity can spark hope and ignite change. In doing so, we not only transform our own lives but also contribute to a collective tapestry of empathy, resilience, and understanding. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of transformation. May the lessons of that unforgettable evening at the celestial atrium continue to inspire you to live boldly, love deeply, and always remain true to your inner self. Let the light of authenticity guide your path and remind you that every moment of genuine connection has the power to uplift, unite, and educate. In our shared pursuit of truth and compassion, let us build a future where every individual's story is honored, every voice is heard, and every act of kindness creates ripples of positive change throughout our world. This is not merely a story, it is a movement toward a more compassionate, connected, and enlightened society. As you step forward from tonight's narrative, carry with you the understanding that the strength to change the world lies within each of us. Embrace your truth, nurture your vulnerabilities, and let every moment of honest living be a beacon of hope and a lesson in the art of true, unfiltered humanity. Stay inspired, remain resilient, and let your journey be a testament to the enduring power of an honest heart.